All right, I'll be stationary. I wanted to kind of roam a little bit. So I want to thank the organizers, Puerto Rico Science Trust. Appreciate the invitation. It's an honor to be here. I'm going to give you a number, and I hope that at the end of this talk or at the end of the day, if this is the only thing you remember, this is the most important thing that I'm going to say. Over 30 million jobs will be created in low carbon technologies between now and 2030. 30 million. For you students, this is very good news. You have a chance to make a difference. You have a chance to move the needle. However, we have challenges, as always. About 50% of students in a survey didn't realize there are these jobs available, or how do we get to them? We have to recognize also that 50% of the world's population is under 30. This is the generation that's going to help us. So I would like to propose that we have an opportunity to make Puerto Rico a hub of training, to build a bridge, to provide the resources to empower those students who will attain the jobs and make a difference in our world. And that's what we're about as well. We're here to empower, we're here to support. I want to reference our charter. I'm with Arizona State University, and this is really a driving force for us. We measure our success not by who we exclude, but by who we include. And we measure also, we take fundamental responsibility for the communities we serve. At the end of this, I'm going to make an announcement about a partnership, a collaboration with the Puerto Rico Science Trust. By definition, that means that I now am responsible for the fundamental success of Puerto Rico in this community. So we are now in partnership. So there's a lot of things happening in space right now. McKinsey says that every single market sector is going to be affected by space. We know a little bit about the fact that we can monitor methane emissions from pipeline leaks. We can understand when to plant, when to irrigate. What is the soil temperature? Are there diseases that are entering my crops? We can measure deforestation, which is raises the potential for increase in mosquitoes, raises the increase in malaria. It's a compounding effect. Not just that, but there's a lot happening on the moon. There's a tremendous amount of infrastructure that's being created on the surface of the moon. Fuel depots, satellite communications, rovers that are going to the moon in the next few years. All of these elements of infrastructure can be provided as a service. So now we have opportunities for new business models. We have opportunities to reduce the cost to get to the moon. And this is just creating opportunities for many, many jobs. So I'm going to give a quick example. This is a simple one. This is the Piñones State Forest, just east of the airport. And you see the colors there. The purple is mangrove extent 2016. The pinkish color there on the left is the mangrove extent 2022. So of course, what happened in between that? Maria. So this is something that we can measure from satellite. We can do a simple subtraction. We can understand the loss. And this is after 5 years of recovery. I can also look at the Boca Raton Wildlife Refuge in the western part of the island and look at canopy growth. So we have canopy loss, the upper image there to the right, canopy gain at the bottom. And I'm going to focus in real quick on a specific region right at the edge of the coast. It's very easy to see in this visible spectrum the difference between canopy and not canopy. But what's also interesting is the fact that down trees have a signature in the mid-infrared. Water has a spectrum. I can extract features by understanding their spectral properties. And this is how we go about creating analyses, applications. Obviously, machine learning can automate a lot of this. And so how do we imagine that we can empower the next generation? Well, we start with the challenges. What matters to Puerto Rico? What are the important questions that need to be addressed? What about coastlines? What about fisheries? Obviously, the wildlife, obviously the natural resources, but now we can also think about energy, food security. Can I use satellite data to actually begin making decisions about food security? And of course, the answer is yes. Then we teach how to access open source data. There's Landsat, there's many constellations that are coming online. You saw an image of the Falcon 9 a moment ago. The Falcon 9 launch cost is about $2,700 per kilogram. When Starship goes, which it will eventually, now we're looking at a launch cost of about $200 per kilogram. There are many constellations that are in planning and preparation stages now. That dramatic reduction in launch cost means higher fidelity, frequent flyover times, more opportunities to use space data. We have an innovative process. I come from a scientific background. I was a scientist for the defense sector for many years. And I think we all realize that innovation thrives when there are boundaries. We have a process that allows us to innovate faster, more efficiently. You think about some of the very successful entities of our time. I think of Google Ventures. They have an innovation process. We can teach those processes to accelerate the path to a solution. We have a challenge. We have a lot of data. We follow an innovation process to a solution in a very short amount of time. These are also the seeds of new startups, and there's many things that we can do with this. So how do we come up with the challenges? Well, we can leverage a pretty amazing baseline of scientific knowledge at Arizona State University. This is one of the largest investments that we've made, something called the Clinic for the Planet. It's the Global Futures Laboratory. I'll point out the fact that we recently acquired the Bermuda Institute of Ocean Sciences, so we actually have a presence in the region, and we can reference these scientists to teach us about what's happening on the ground, and then understand the spectral signatures that'll give us decision-making capability. So we have created a workforce development program that's been extraordinary. This was created actually for the Lucy mission for NASA. Now over 8,000 participants have gone through. These students represent over 915 universities and colleges with a 90% completion rate. What I love about this program is not necessarily the fact that we're teaching these awesome skills, which is really cool, but what we're hearing from the students is, this changed my life. I thought this was out of reach. Now I believe I can participate. I now believe I can make a difference in space. That is truly impactful. Recently awarded for diversity at the International Astronautical Congress, the IAF gave the program an award for diversity. 40% of our students are female. This is a large number for space. 41% from underrepresented communities. How it works is pretty straightforward. It's live virtual, so students can take it from anywhere. You sign up. We will bring experts who have instruments flying around the solar system, who are doing remote sensing, who are doing some of the scientific work that referenced before. We walk through a series of topics that are going to provide transferable skills. We've heard it referenced earlier today that the technical knowledge is good, but we really need to understand program management. We need to understand budgets. We need to understand leadership. These are the skills that we provide to the students that take the course. At the end of this, they're going to create an application, essentially a minimum viable product. It's going to be a working device that's going to take one of the challenges, extract data that's relevant, extract information from that data, and provide response directly to the challenge. So we're pretty excited about this. We also offer skill badges. These are things that the students really appreciate. They post this on LinkedIn. They're very proud of the fact that they can acquire these skills. We offer a lot of different variations of this, and the students take these on their own time in addition to the program. But what's really important is we are replicating what we're going to be doing here in Puerto Rico all around the world. We just launched a program in Australia. I'll be flying to Dubai tomorrow, and we're signing an agreement hoping to start programming there in the Middle East in early 2024. We just are going to be launching a program in Ecuador, also Earth observing capability. If we can imagine that we can empower the students the next generation here in Puerto Rico, and then connect them to other ecosystems, now we have something very powerful, the sharing of data, sharing of knowledge, the sharing of ideas, all to help us here on planet Earth. So with that, our mission is to empower that next generation. We're here to serve the community. I'm very pleased to announce the fact that we will be launching the Mission Academy for Climate Intelligence with support from the Puerto Rico Science Trust. Lucy, thank you very much. That will be launching in roughly the April timeframe, March-April timeframe of 2024. So the students here in Puerto Rico will have the opportunity to sign up over the next couple of months, and we are very excited to serve this ecosystem to empower the next generation to make a difference on planet Earth. Thank you very much. Any questions? I see 4 minutes here.
Well, it's not a question, but I really want to encourage all the students, estudiantes. Esto es una oportunidad brutal que vamos a estar haciendo con el fideicomiso, así que tomen la oportunidad. Take advantage of this awesome opportunity with the collaboration of the Milo Space Institute and Arizona State University. Again, it's a great, great opportunity. Spread the word. Y vamos a esperar las solicitudes de ustedes. Gracias.
There's a question. Hold on a second. I'm coming.
Question.
I'm coming.
Yes.
I'm on my way. It's for everyone to benefit of hearing you. Yeah.
Okay, hello. How can we get our students involved, like our high school kids? And at what grade, maybe, just get them going?
Entiendo que eso está en los planes. This is like part of the plans of the Puerto Rico Science Trust. We have a full STEM program. This particularly is for undergraduate and graduate students, but right now this is the beginning of all of the efforts. And we have a STEM program, and we're going to work also with the K-12 system.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yes. And also collaborating with the Space Foundation.
Over here.
Thank you very much for this insightful talk. I had a technical question related to your 12 weeks program, and I was wondering what is the economics of those 12 weeks program, and additionally, do you offer that program in Spanish, especially for the students who have challenges in other languages?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we're going to look into, it's going to have to be offered in English. Right now, that's the only language that we're offering, but we'll look at translation services to provide that. Yes. And so there will be translation services. Zoom has a wonderful way of providing that channel. The cost is going to be covered by the Puerto Rico Science Trust, so we're very grateful for their contribution.